Infosoft Private Limited is a company floated to aggregate, commoditize and distribute the service in most convenient form to the customers. Suvidha provides multiple service under one roof in most convenient form to the customers. The company works with a motto to give convenience and value to all its customers who will look for a travel service, bill payments, entertainment, financial services, e-governance and lifestyle related services. The company has been mandated to empower more than 70,000 common service centers under the National e-Governance Plan of the Government of India and is present in more than 5 lakh rural villages out of the total 6 lakh villages identified for the project. Alright, and to speak more on Suvidha's services and how they cater to the rural areas, we have with us in our studio Pranesh Rajde. He is the MD, founder and CEO of Suvidha Infosoft Private Limited. Welcome to the studio and welcome to Doordarshan. Firstly, let me start by asking you that now, in a time where time is the most important factor here and people jostle between, various activities and, they look for services which are which help them, provide everything. So Suvidha comes in at this point here and it helps people by giving various services. So how does Suvidha work firstly?
First of all, we need to go back to India, and if you really see the Indian environment or Indian market has been very good when it comes on the technology. The world look at the technology when it comes to India. However, when it goes to the benefit to the common man, the Indians, when I say, it has really deprived. The real benefit of a technology has not gone to the common man. So people still have to stand in the queue for the railway tickets or for the making the bill payments, the various services which we commonly used by the people. Now, there are certain efforts are there which goes on online, but however, if you go back to in India, the history or even the current statistics are saying that only 5% of Indian population transact online. And 91% of the Indian economy is still a cash economy. So how you really bring the benefit to the common man, with these kind of constraints which are already there. So, Suvidha has evolved the model where a common man goes to the neighborhood nearby the kirana store or convenience stores, and he can transact or he can request for all these services, be it the utility, be it the railway ticket, be it the airline tickets, be it the telecom services, be it the entertainment or even the educational services. So any services which, whether it's a B2B services or B2C services or G2C services also, they can avail just next door. And today the most precious, the value is the time, and the people are short of the time now, and there where I think Suvidha is playing its role now, and it's the first company in India which has emerged this kind of a model and which is very well set now.
Obviously, time is very precious. At least in metro cities, we do have these services where people go online and do all the bill payments and their ticket bookings or any kind of a lifestyle product that they want. But if you look at the rural area, because there again the main problem is technology. So Suvidha is set to enter into the rural areas and cater to those people more than your urban or your metros. So how do you look at entering into the rural areas?
We already, the Suvidha is being appointed, and we have a mandate from the part of the national e-governance project of the Government of India, and which goes state by state. So we currently are mandated with the various SCAs who are the awardees of the contract, where we will be empowering these CSCs with our services. So these SCAs doesn't have, or the government CSCs does not have to reinvent the wheel, which already the Suvidha has the service platform on which more than 200 service providers with the various kind of category of the services which are already been integrated on the platform. So we just empower and they can just run on our platform to start with the business straight away. They don't have to wait for the long to integrate so many services, which we have already done that. So we of course we go with the revenue sharing arrangement with the CSCs, so as they can start the transaction the day they open their shops. So that's how the whole process is there, and we are proud that we are having more than 200 service provider on our platform. We covering almost 70,000 kiosks, which is, you know, the will be empowering almost 4,50,000 to 5 lakh villages, which is, you know, catering one CSC will cater 6 villages. So that's how the whole India, rural India is mapped. Technology point of view, yes, it is, there are challenges, you know, in the rural India, where the how you know, everything is fine, but you know, how do you you know, connect to the central system. I think, you know, the government is working very hard with the help of telecom companies also. Today we are able to, I think, cover up most of the places through the various telecom companies to integrate or to connect to our central system and avail these services.
Obviously, apart from technology also, because when we talk about the rural lot, our mindset is such that we do not adapt to such services like, you know, at one go. So were there any kind of challenges that you faced when you went into the rural area, or was it like a welcome note to the people there?
Yeah, in fact it is a welcome note. You know, the, as you rightly said, that these services are there are people have the avenues to avail these services in the urban India, whereas when you go to the semi-urban or semi-rural to the rural, these services are not available, specifically like financial services like insurance or micro insurance or microfinance, or the, you know, utilities or even education. These are all short of the services there, and nobody is there to, you know, support them when it goes to the rural India. And I think, you know, we have played our role there. We are very proud that, you know, we have gone recognition from the various government, non-governmental agencies, that we have played our role to the reach out these services to the rural India, which are you know, always been deprived. And I think, you know, this is a transition which we are there. The people are very well receptive to this. We had thought that, you know, the people may not be able to use this very well. However, the model in which we operate, that we have the kiosk which is manned by the person, so we train this person there in the locally, and then he provides the services. So the common villagers doesn't have to worry about the technology. However, from, you know, the villagers to the common service center agent, it's a manual, so he pay by cash, he doesn't have to, he just have put a request, and from the agent onwards everything you know, system, everything is on computer. So, you know, there we provide the technology benefit reach well in the rural India. So that's how I think, you know, and over and above, we also have a platform, various devices like a normal PC can be run. Even the mobile can also now avail, you know, can enable these services using a mobile only. So as you don't have to worry about the electricity or the communication, which is, you know, where the mobile is a far reaching there in the rural India. So we ride on that platform or the infrastructure available.
You just spoke about CSC, that is a common service centers. So could you also elaborate on how the Suvidha work on this, and at the same time, you know, the exact role of the CSCs here?
The national government, the central government has come out with the national e-governance project, where they are you know, putting up the kiosk in mapping whole of rural India, all villages, which is about 6 lakh villages across the India, and they have mapped one outlet amongst the 6 villages of the pocket of 6 village. And this CSC will be manned by the local entrepreneur, which we call the village level entrepreneur, VLE. And this VLE will provide the G2C and the B2C services to the villagers basically. The various programs which the government wants to run, whether it is NARG or the various socio programs which the government wants to run, they want to run through these centers basically. And so as the benefit of these various programs can reach out to the masses there in the rural India. So that's basically a holistic approach from the central government. And these centers are coming up. However, the G2C services are yet taking time. So, you know, they have not yet come up very well, and the government has to even at the same time need to develop the backends also to avail these services or make available these services. So it's taking time. However, meanwhile, we have started with the B2C services or some G2C services, well, like electricity bill payments and those basic services they can avail now right away, or insurance or micro insurance, and like those services they can make available even at this moment also. So the benefits started going, that people are getting habitual to that, people are getting used to this, people are getting the benefit right away at this moment. So I think, you know, this is a way forward, and this has a very long way to go. However, the benefit will straight away going very fast to the common man.
Definitely, benefit is going to the common man. But if you talk about the rural area, which like you betting big on, so if you talk about the rural area, there like labor, employment is also a main concern. So is Suvidha somewhere thinking of probably training the rural people out there and probably making them man these centers that you opening there, because that would be like a much relief to the rural people there, and they would be definitely like because now technology, whether it's a rural or urban, everybody is like open to learning things. So how does
yeah, objective of the whole program is that to train a person there, the entrepreneur who recruited from the same village ideally, so as he knows the people there around, and the gestation period is a very fast, the people can habitual to become there. So however, unfortunately it's a training, only one person can get employed there. At the same time, the Suvidha is coming out with the various services where we can provide them not only the education, the vocational training kind of programs, at the same time, the employment also. So if we are able to give the the employment, and specifically like in the rural India, there are a lot of handicrafts and the various products which they produce locally. The market can be in urban India. So the Suvidha is providing a bridge to them where they produce locally in the sitting in the villages only. They put up into the platform where these products are available, and it is sold electronically in the urban India, or the demand is being created, and that's how the whole reverse economy can work very well. Suvidha is also now, since we have the mandate of going into the very large number of the village population, Suvidha is actively working at this moment, and we are pioneering into the various services which are very used into the rural India. Specifically, we are working on the rural backward integration or rural economy, how and this is highly very localized. There is a different kind of a requirement in the Gujarat, and then the Madhya Pradesh, then the Assam, and then the Tamil Nadu, or then the Punjab. So the whole of India is divided very differently, and so the requirement of the rural India on the local level, it's a very, very different. So we in fact or even the agro products are also different in the regionally. So we are working on the various those kind of services where
definitely
we can
you're trying to basically bridge the gap between
Absolutely.
the rural and then reach them to the urban. So how do you what is Suvidha's future plan? What is there in the pipeline now?
The first of all, the rural India, which we are talking about right now, we are covering up almost 60 to 70,000 kiosks at this moment, which we have the mandate. Over and above, of course, we'll try to pitch the most of the all India part. Over and above, these projects are only in the very, very core rural, whereas the semi-rural is also equally deprived. So we are going on our own on this semi-rural as well as the semi-urban also. The metro is definitely there, but however, it's not our main core focus actually. So we are bringing the all service provider who wants to reach out to these masses, and we are creating a platform. That's how our platform is there. The end consumer gets the benefit of these services. So
All
that's
right.
where
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking.